Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa, if you didn't know that already. I'm so happy to have you here. This is a doozy of a first video to watch if you're just joining my channel. This is going to be my Depth Year 2019 update number 2. Possibly my last update. We'll see. Stay tuned. I'll keep you posted about what's happening. So, confession time. Depth Year and me got off to a great start. I have to say, to be completely honest, when people on YouTube started talking about Depth Year, I got kind of excited because I was like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's dive deeper into the stuff that I have. Let's dive deeper into my tarot stuff. Let's just get to the meat of things. I set all kinds of goals, and I had too many, to be honest, and I addressed that in my last update. I had too many. I had goals in makeup, in clothing, in games, in coloring, in tarot. That is not Depth Year, y'all. That is Width Year. I was mistaken. I was wrong about myself. And yeah, that was a thing. And to be fair, I did kind of bandwagon jump onto Depth Year. I was like, everybody's doing Depth Year, let's do a Depth Year. And I don't think I really spent a lot of time thinking about what that meant for me, what I would be really wanting to focus on, and if it was even the right time for me to have a Depth Year. And I think, just so we get to the punchline right away, probably not the best plan for me to jump into Depth Year, right as my interests were sort of expanding. Yes, there are hobbies that I have neglected, like my coloring, that I still enjoy, but just do less often. And yes, I want to be able to go deeper into the things that I enjoy. But as soon as there were all of these rules and structure I had set up for myself, I just started rebelling in all of these ways, and I think it actually turned out to be counterproductive. And I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I've learned category by category. So hang out with me. I'm going to pull up my notes here and let you know sort of where I've landed on everything. So first, let's talk, let me pull out my Depth Year here. Here we go. Makeup. I think I've worn makeup like once, twice. Okay, a handful of times since I set the update to, or set the goal to wear makeup every day. And I think in my last Depth Year update, I ditched that because I'm like, you've got so much time in the day, you guys. You only have so much time. And I found that I was prioritizing that, or feeling like I needed to prioritize that, over things that I found were more meaningful. Now, I love makeup. I love my now fairly moderate makeup collection, and I love playing with coloring on my face, as I've talked about before. But I hate feeling like makeup is an obligation. In fact, the reason I didn't get into makeup until I was a full-grown adult in like my mid-30s is because I didn't like that feeling of societal pressure that I should be wearing makeup or I should be interested in makeup. So it wasn't until all of that pressure was off that I even got interested in makeup. And so now I really, really enjoy it as an act of self-care, as an act of just play and exploration and having fun. I learned new skills, like I know how to do eyeshadow on my brows and all that kind of stuff, and I love doing that. I also found that because of my YouTube channel, for a while there, I was pressuring myself to like, you should do makeup before you do this kind of video or that kind of video. I never did pressure myself to have makeup for every video. But here's the thing. One of the things I'm super passionate about is like sort of self-worth and self-acceptance and taking yourself as you are. So the more I primped for a video, the further I felt from that sort of place I want to be, which is being authentic and exactly who I am on camera, same as I am off. So now it's to the point where when I put on makeup, it probably is almost startling because I'm barefaced 99% of the time now when I make videos. So there's that. Also, I feel like if I have 45 minutes to do makeup, that's like 2 or 3 videos I could film instead. And I really enjoy making these videos. I enjoy the interaction, I enjoy the conversations that we get to start and to have. I enjoy getting to know everybody through this platform. I'm really enjoying YouTube as a community and also as a way to share things that I'm passionate about. And makeup was pulling me away from that, not taking me deeper into it, which I feel like is kind of the opposite of the point. So I think as of the last update, I'd already dropped makeup like off the list. I'm like, I'm going to wear makeup when I want to. So that is off. That's gone. Clothing. So I thought I was going to be good at this one. So I did do a massive declutter, KonMari style, of all of my clothes. The stuff that I've left is pretty much now all stuff that I enjoy. There's probably a few more things that could go that I still like wait until I'm down low on my laundry, you know what I mean, before I reach for those things. So those things could probably still go, but that's fine. I'm okay. I don't have a huge amount of clothing. So you guys will see me in the same stuff over and over again because clothing is not a passion. It's comfort. I like to be comfortable. But I had set a rule for myself for the depth year that I would not buy new clothing unless I was replacing something. So like one in, one out. Yeah, so I thought this was going to be fine because, again, I'm not super passionate about clothing. But see previous about being passionate about comfort, I discovered through a yoga student, a previous yoga student of mine, I discovered leggings, a particular brand of leggings in Canada called Sweet Legs. And they come in an amazing range of sizes, including like they're like standard one size, they come in like a petite, they come in plus, and then they come in like one size above plus, which I think is amazing, and just it makes me excited for a lot of reasons besides just that they're great leggings. But they're colorful, they're pretty, they're fun patterns, they feel amazing, they feel like pajamas. I got a little hooked. So since I started depth year, I have bought 3 pairs, which is actually not that bad. I was given 2 pairs. Yes, I was given 2 pairs by my yoga students. Then I went out and bought, I'm trying to think now. They gave me 2 pair. No, they gave me 3. I can't remember now. Somehow I ended up with 3 pairs. Yes. I think I bought one. No. I don't know, man. I don't know. See, look, it's all a blur. But fast forward to today. I know for sure that this last month I bought 3 pairs. So I bought 2 black because those came back and they're plain black. And I need those because black matches everything. And I got 1 pair that are a little more decorative that were on sale for, I think, Valentine's Day? Yes, Valentine's Day. So I bought 3. So I've definitely broken that rule. But now I have 6 pairs of leggings that are super awesome. And since I wear them almost every day during the work week, I don't feel bad about that. They're getting lots of use. I'm okay with that. But I kind of realized, how much clothing shopping am I going to do? Probably none. Am I going to buy like new bras or socks or things like that this year? No, I'm probably just going to buy leggings every once in a while. So that's done. Coloring. No new coloring supplies, books, or other. That's easy. I pared down my collection. I'm looking because there's a shelf here with my coloring stuff on it. I pared down my collection. I'm super happy with where things are at. I love my supplies. I don't need anything new. I don't see that being an issue. And I'm not coloring regularly, so I'm not really feeling called to buy anything new. So I don't even really need a rule in this category. But I did have some goals to make time for about an hour of coloring a week. See previous. Right now I'm passionate about making videos and playing with tarot, and I know that that's going to ebb and flow to a certain degree where I'm going to want to incorporate more other hobbies, but my real focus lately has been magic, tarot, and more recently astrology. But those things kind of, to me, feel like one whole little ball of interest, and they don't feel like they're separate. So all the other separate hobbies have definitely taken a backseat. So coloring, nope, you gotta go. So books. Now this I have actually made some good progress on, but in a more natural way. I had all these like goals about like I want to make sure that I'm reading every day, or I want to read X amount per week, or I want to finish X number of books. None of that is working. I am enjoying reading both nonfiction and fiction just when I feel like I want to. And I think part of what happened was I broke out of the habit of not reading, and now that I'm in the habit of reading fairly regularly, at least a little bit all the time, I don't feel like I need the structure around it, so I'm doing my thing. And it's good, so that's got to go as far as goals and rules and all that stuff. But before, let me be honest about purchases. So my goal had been, let's see, what did I say for books? No new nonfiction books unless or until all current study and nonfiction books have been read and worked through. Okay, so that went down the toilet. So I have been finishing books. I have made some serious progress in my nonfictions that I had already had on my list to read, but I have picked up others, and I feel like I've been actually making a lot more progress now that I'm in the habit of reading, so I feel less guilty about the new books that I've acquired. But I did pick up several at Northwest Tarot Symposium, so I picked up a couple used books by Mary K. Greer at Powell Books that I'm really excited to have now. I picked up Mary K. Greer's Tarot for Yourself workbook, which was in the used label, how to use label, and I was bought at a used price, but it's not been filled in at all. So I'm going to use that like a workbook. I'm really excited about diving into that. And I also got another one by Mary K. Greer called it was the Court Card ones. It's got 2 authors. Mary K. Greer is one of them. So I picked that up as well. I'm excited to dive into that. I'm pre-ordering Anthony's new Tarot Court book that looks like it's going to be outstanding. I cannot wait. I actually got to touch her one like preview copy, and it looks like it's going to be so good. So I'm really excited for that to come out. And I've been diving into astrology books, so I've picked up 2 astrology books. The Stars Within You, I forget the author, and another one called I forget the title. I've shown it on a previous video, but I don't remember where. I'm sorry. If you guys want to know, leave me a comment and I'll hit you up with who it is. But one is very visual. So The Stars Within You is very like text heavy, but meaty and full of good info. And then the other book I got is a hardcover, more coffee table book style. Colorful, lots of charts and things. Love it. Plain language, kind of snippets of things, but really useful. So I'm excited about those. But yeah, there have been more books in my life. For sure. Let's see, what other rules? So that goes out the window. I'm not going to agonize. I'm just going to enjoy my hobbies, which is, I think, kind of the point, but I'm also not necessarily succeeding at depth to the degree that maybe I thought I was going to. So let's see. Magic. Oh, okay. No new crystals or magic supplies other than what is shipped to me in my Witch's Moon box. I'm doing really well at this for the most part, but I did add... It's kind of a semi-surprise, but I am going to be trying out the Enchanted Crystals monthly subscription box. That is my sister made me do it. But I'm actually really excited because I love working with crystals. I've been working with them more and more. I even have this like metal-free like macrame little stone crystal holder. I've got these in a couple different sizes. They hold different sizes of crystals. And I'm enjoying actually getting to like work with the energies of crystals more directly because I can't wear a lot of crystal jewelry because I'm allergic to metal. So there's that. This is like my solution to not being able to afford the Witch's Bounty right now. It's a little cheaper to get the monthly crystal subscription, and then I can take what pieces I want and put them in here. So I'm going to try that for now and see what I think. And if it gets too expensive, I might downgrade to the Crystal of the Month, which is even cheaper, but you get less in the box every month. I think you get like 1 main crystal and then like a couple little baby crystals. So blew that out of the water, but at least I won't be like shopping at stores or shows for crystals very much. Then again, I might go to a gem show later this year. Who knows? It's just, again, it's part of that sphere of hobby of like magic and tarot and witchcraft and all of that stuff that to me, everything's kind of entangled, and that's what I feel like I've been going deeper and deeper in every single day, is all of that magic and witchy and tarot, divination-y goodness, that whole sphere of fun stuff. So I'm going deep there. Just, it's involving a lot of fluidity, I feel like, and a lot of moving from one area of exploration to another, because I'm seeing how all the puzzle pieces fit together now. I did a working last night that was like tarot layered with crystals, layered with witchcraft, layered with like all of these things kind of working all together, in astrology, like I did the spell during the astrological hour of a particular planet on purpose, and like all of these cool pieces that I'm starting to realize just how interlinked everything is. So that's a form of depth. I'm not going to say it's not. Tarot and Oracle, my goals were to finish learning Marseille and practice with it, put Marseille into rotation. You guys, I'm so grateful that I learned numerology and that I learned to work with the Marseille in a numerological way, because it got me a new layer, a new piece of the puzzle. But I'm not excited about working with Marseille decks at all. Not even a little bit. And I want to be, but I'm not. I'm not excited about Marseille decks. I'm excited about layering numerology into my other work with the tarot, but not excited about Marseille. I don't even know if I'm going to finish the Marseille book that I had originally set as a goal, which is the Yoav Bendov book that I thought I was going to finish in December and have shelved because it's just not lighting me up. And I feel like life's too short to pursue or force myself to pursue the things that aren't lighting me up. So I'm kind of just going. My word of the year was flow. I'm very much going with the flow, and God, that makes so much sense. I just had a total clue by 4 while I'm filming this video. But really, for me, I'm learning to I'm learning not to be attached to my plans. And that's actually really healthy for me on a number of levels. So I think I'm actually kind of proud of myself for like straying from depth here and doing this in the way that feels right. So, interesting, interesting, interesting. And so my rules were all about purchasing. I was going to limit myself to no more than one tarot and one oracle deck per month for the year. So 12 of each for the year. Hold on a moment. I'm just going to pull up my inventory because I think I ruined that just at Northwest Tarot Symposium, let alone everything else. So let me just tell you what we're looking like for the year for purchases, because it's not great. It's not great. Although I feel like I'm pretty inundated and good for a while to get to know the new things that have just come in to my collection, but I can certainly tell you where we're at, because I have at least this year been keeping a log of what I've purchased and when and why. So I have that. Let's see how many rows this spreadsheet is. Oh, look, it's 26 rows, which means I have purchased 26 tarot and oracle decks this year. That's too many. I mean, it is and it isn't. Some of these were bundled. Like, there was 4 or 5 decks I got bundled from somebody local for like $40 or $50 cash. I think I paid for like 5 decks or something. So some of those are bundles. Some of those things have already been rehomed. Some of those things I've worked with. Some of those things I haven't worked with. Some of these are pre-orders that I don't have yet, which was also another rule. I wasn't going to pre-order any. Wouldn't be able to get it later. So that's a thing. Yeah, I'm down to, yeah, it's bad. But to be fair, of those 26 at Northwest Tarot Symposium, I acquired, and some of these were not purchases. Oh no, this only includes the ones I paid for, or my sister paid for on my behalf. 1, 2, I think there were 10. There was 10 at Northwest Tarot Symposium. It was like half of that is because I went to a tarot conference. Nearly half. Nearly half of what I got was because of Northwest Tarot Symposium. 26. That's a lot. So much for limiting my deck. I knew that, though. I knew going into Northwest Tarot Symposium, all bets were going to be off. And to be honest, I was so far off course by the time I went to Northwest Tarot Symposium that it was like a miracle that, yeah, that I hadn't already used up all 24 of those slots that I had for the year before I left. But it's March, so, I've got a few things coming in pre-order that I think will keep me pretty happy for a while. I've got, the last Unicorn Tarot will someday be to me. I'm thinking maybe May at this point. We're well over a year past the promised date. That was the first Kickstarter I ever backed in 2017. So there's that. That'll come at some point. The Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann looks beautiful, and I cannot wait. And that's going to be out, I think, probably this summer at some point, if not a little sooner. Bonestone and Earthflesh is also going to be out sometime this summer, I'm sure. So I've got a few really exciting things coming to me, and I think that's going to tide me over for the most part. However, there are a couple Kickstarters that I am aware of, and that I'm probably, especially now that I've met and connected with the artists and creators behind these things. Katie and Trish Sullivan behind 78 Tarot will be releasing the Elemental Tarot on Kickstarter, and I believe that launches April 1st or March 15th or so. It's coming up soon. I don't know how soon, but really, really soon. I might want to back that. Also coming up is Joanna Nelson's Whispering Spirits Tarot, which I wasn't sure. I was like, is it going to be too similar to Mon's Tarot? But I talked to her about it, and I saw some of the art, and I don't know, man. I'm probably going to want that one, and I think I'm lying to myself if I say that I don't. So that's probably going to get bought. And there were some others that I'm aware of as well coming up that I know that I'm going to want to purchase. So there's some things, but I'm trying to keep it pulled into what's really calling to me really hardcore. There are some things that might come back into print. If Monstero relaunches on Kickstarter later this year, I will probably get a new copy of the second edition so that I have that, because that is my soul deck. So there's definitely things I'm aware of that I'm not going to want to sleep on. So Tarot of Delphi, if it comes back out, I will probably purchase. So there are definitely some things. Let's see what else we have for goals here. So that was Tarot and Oracle, and you guys know it's out the window, man. But my depth year goals for YouTube have already been met, so I'm very pleased. I really wanted to, in 2019, balance out my channel so that I'm offering you guys mostly tarot stuff, but also I wanted to introduce a strong series about self-worth, which, as you know, is my Self-Worth Saturday series. I am loving so hard. You guys just don't know. I mean, you probably do know if you've been watching those videos and live chats, but both making the videos and participating in the live discussions that follow, both of those, for different reasons, have been enormously fulfilling. I really love talking about topics about self-worth. I really love getting vulnerable. I really love holding space for people to have epiphanies and to explore themselves and their past and their stories and what drives us and what we want to improve and grow on. I really, really, really love that. And that series alone has filled me up in ways I can't even describe. So thrilled to have that. And I also wanted to introduce this year more witchy content. So more of my like little witchcraft, everyday witchcraft kind of videos, which I launched this year and I've been really enjoying it. More discussions about my practice and that sort of thing. So I'm starting to come out of my shell where that's concerned. When I first started my channel, I focused primarily on the tarot because that was my comfort zone. But I found that as I've gotten more comfortable on this platform, I've been really inspired to deepen my craft, to make my witchcraft more personal, to make it more eclectic, to put my own stamp on what I do. And my practice has started to deepen extraordinarily so over this year so far. And I want to share that stuff with you. I want to share when I have these really incredible and empowering connections with Goddess like I've had lately with the Goddess Yemaya. I want to share my explorations. I want to share this part of myself with you guys and be less worried about what other people think. So that has become more of my goal for my Thursday videos, has been witchcrafty kind of stuff on Thursdays, tarot on Tuesdays, self-worth Saturdays, and then my deck reviews on Sundays with other stuff just kind of peppered in. I really enjoyed vlogging through Northwest Tarot Symposium with you guys. That was amazing. I had to get out of my own head and just kind of rip the band-aid off and go at it real low tech. Just don't overthink it. Put the videos up. I still have to go back and add like description box stuff and end screens and all those other kinds of things, but I just wanted to do it. And if you haven't seen my interview with Gary the Unigoat, go check it out. But yeah, so from a YouTube perspective, that's been going really well. Other things that have changed. So when I started Depth Viewer, I had plans to work with this planner, which is the 2019 Coloring Book of Shadows. This was because I was like, well, I'll be able to do more coloring because I'll have this coloring planner that I can use. And it had some elements in it that I really enjoyed, but two things happened. So I used the heck out of it as a planner, but I did find that the spaces for writing felt really small and constricting. They're all lined. I don't know if you guys can see that. They're all lined. And so they had, they just didn't feel like they were very spacious. And the only astrological information that was on here was the main ones. So moon signs and sun signs. And as I started to get into astrology, I realized I really wanted more. So I had seen some walkthroughs and flip-throughs of other planners for 2019, and at the point that I realized that this wasn't working for me, and also I really missed having color, I didn't want to have to add it myself because lazy, and I just wanted to plan and stuff. When I started to realize that was happening, I was now into February, and I was like, you know what? Planners will be cheap because they'll be on sale. So I reached out to Reflections, my local bookstore. They still had one copy of the We Moon 2019 planner. It was like 30 or 40% off. So I scooped this up, and I'm so glad I did because I've only gone deeper in astrology since I made that decision. It's spiral bound, which is something I actually thought this one was going to be spiral bound, and it wasn't. Now this one, the way that it's laid out, for starters, there's lots of beautiful art and poetry and writing and wonderful things in here. There is a ton of really meaty astrology stuff. It's got all the moon phases. It's got like an overview of what's happening in a planetary way throughout the year. And I'm just going to pull up I'm just going to show you the layout. So you actually get 2 pages per week. So Saturday and Sunday are on the right-hand side with a piece of artwork, which I've just been enjoying so much to have the beautiful art. And then as you can see, on the other side, you have your Monday through Friday, and it's very, it's very prominent. The moon phases are very prominent, and in this small text, you actually have like some aspecting planets and things like that showing up. You also have at each new moon, there is a 2-page with the number of the new moon. So this was moon 1 of 2019. some art and prose or poetry or a write-up, something inspiring. And at the top, it lists when so new moon in Capricorn, the date, sun in Aquarius, January 20th, and then full moon in Leo, January 20th. And it tells you how long that moon lasts. So that moon lasts from January 5th to February 4th, which is fantastic. And then the spaces that I have sorry, I know I keep lifting my finger, I'm sorry. The spaces that I have to write are much roomier. And so just to give you an example of what, this is kind of my messy planning. So it just gave me more room. I put my videos along the side that I've got planned, and then I check them off once they're filmed or whatnot. I've just got room for everything, and I've really been enjoying looking up. There's a key in the back for astrology, and I've really just been enjoying looking up what's happening, like what planets are aspected with what. I've even taped my birth chart into the back of this back cover of this book so that I have that to refer back to. And then in the back part of the book, there's actually your month with the moon phases. I'll show you what that looks like. You can see what I've done with it, but it's just the moons, as you can see. So I have created, which I think I found this based on somebody's stickers on Etsy or something, so I can't take credit for the symbols, but I have created a little chart that has all the different symbols I'm using for the tarot. So I have like this little zero with a line through it for the Fool. I've got that for Judgment, that symbol for Wands, Swords, Cups, and Pence. And then K for King, Q for Queen, N for Knight, and P for Page. So then what I do is in the monthly section each day, I haven't done one today, so at the time I'm filming this, it is actually Saturday, the 9th of March. I put in what my draw was, and at the top here I note what the symbol is for my card of the month. So this is how I'm tracking my tarot, and I'm really enjoying doing that in that way. So it's a great snapshot to see what I pulled on what days. So yeah, I still get to do all the things I was doing in the other planner, but this one just is working so much better for me. And it's even got, like, I've got some other little tabbies up here for my sun sign and my moon sign, rather my sun sign and my rising sign. And then it's got like year at a glance for sun sign Cancer. There's just a ton of good astrology stuff. And since astrology has been one of those things that I felt really called to dive into this year, this one is working way, way better for me than the other one was. So I swapped out to that and I have not regretted it. And then the other thing I've now added is my sister has one of these tarot trackers. It's quite big and it is dated, but I picked it up at the Northwest Tarot Symposium, so I'm actually starting a few months in because I didn't really start till the 5th of March, it looks like. Yeah, 5th of March. But what this is it has a spot for a day reading and a night reading, little check boxes for what your focus was for that pull, and space to journal. Because what I had found is that my daily pulls had started to get a little bit rote and a little bit routine, and I wasn't taking as much time to sit with them. So I would pull a card and then I wouldn't really sit with it that long. The other thing that I have started doing, also inspired by my sister, is she takes a photo. I'll show you what yesterday's were because I haven't done one today. But she takes a photo of her card of the day, and that becomes her home screen. So that was actually when I was working with Dark Mansion at the time I'm filming this. And then my Oracle card of the day I turn into my, let's see if I can make the notifications go away. I don't know how to do it. Anyways, I turn it onto the lock screen wallpaper. So those are all new practices. I know this video is getting super long, but so that's all the stuff I'm doing now that I'm really finding fulfilling, and I don't have any regrets. I feel like what I'm doing now is working. I'm probably not going to do more Death Year updates because what I'm really doing, you guys, is focusing on tarot, astrology, my metaphysical practice, my witchcraft practice. Those are the things that I'm spending most of my time on, that and YouTube, and that's filling me up, so I'm good. I'm going to be reading a variety of books. I'm still reading some fiction. I read some poetry in February for In Bulk. I'm still working through novels. I've got a couple new novels to read. I'm really just enjoying going with the flow and being less rigid and less planned, and I think that's good for me. So that's where I'm going to leave it. This is probably the last Death Year update. I'm still going to try to not go crazy on like purchasing and stuff, but I feel like I'm really, really diving deep into the things that are pulling my attention the most. And it feels really authentic. So, yeah. Maybe not the right year for me to go strict Death Year. Maybe that's my next year. Or maybe it's the year after. Or maybe it's just not me at all. Maybe I enjoy kind of flitting from one thing to the next and just enjoying where the journey takes me. So I'm going to end it here because this has been really long, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!